Good morning. I hope that everybody is well. Beautiful day here in California. Where's my head? Beautiful day here in Crowborough. I bet it's a beautiful day in California as well. Actually, it's night time in California. Come on in. Good morning. Not a cloud in the sky this morning here in East Sussex. What about where you are? Come on in. Grab a chair and bring your tea, bring your coffee. We're going to have a lovely morning this morning. We're going back down to the woods today. Come on in. We did really well with our toadstool yesterday, didn't we? Didn't they come out lovely? Smashing. Really nice. I was in my element there. I really like drawing toadstools. I've always done it as a kid as well. Isn't that weird? Stuart, you're in the building just before everybody arrives. Could you just let me know that the volume is okay and that the sound is all right? That would be great. Because this is a little bit of a flouncy blouse. Look at the size of it. Look, you could pitch it, not wear it. It's like a tent. Don't matter. Room to grow into. I like it though. I quite like it a bit loose. Yeah. Bright. Bright, that's what I wanted this morning. Something nice and bright and loose and comfortable. Do you know, I woke up at 5 o'clock because we've got a lot going on. We've got that fabulous launch of those new stamps on Saturday evening. So I know exactly all the things I've got to do this week, and it is substantial, okay? So I said there's no arguing about it. I've got to get up at 5 and I've got to do work before this work. So, you know, got to get in the pace. So I woke up at 5 and I was panicking again. I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I get myself into such a flap, you know, just panicking, and then I thought, stop, you know, turn it round, Gray. You could probably have a really good day if you stop flapping. So I slammed the brakes on, rewound, stopped going down the road to doom and gloom, backed up to the fork in the road and went down the happy road. And I've had a great morning ever since. You always have the right to start the day again, you know? You do. Even if you get out of bed on the wrong side, you can always say, hang on a minute, I'm going to get back into bed, rewind and get out of bed on the right side. Which is what I did today. And actually I've had a brilliant morning. And I did the introductory pitch. That's the most important one. When you're doing a TV show, it's the first 10 minutes that will make or break it. That's the deal. Anyway, so I nailed it this morning. I'm really happy with that. So yeah, that's a real weight off, you know. That first 10-minute demo, that's the one. And it just has to it has to show you everything in 10 minutes. No pressure then, Gray. Anyway, good. So today we're going back down to the woods. Today would be a wonderful day to go to the woods. Do you live near woods? Can you go down for a walk? We do. It's only 10 minutes up the road and then you're in this really, really old, ancient wood. It's beautiful. We're so lucky that we can walk from the house to the woods. We have to drive to the Ashdown Forest, but I mean, it's all part of, really. Come on in. Sound is good. Oh yeah, cool. So Stuart says, what's the time? 1 minute to 10. Stuart says that the Digi download is ready as well. So he's in the room. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to roll his sleeves up. He's in the room and he's going to, maybe I'm not, I can't undo the buttons. And he's going to help you if you need the toadstool download. They'd make lovely stamps, those toadstools, wouldn't they? What do you think? When we make them into stamps, no, they're a bit belly, aren't they? Right, change plan. I'm going to close them again. I'm not sure about this blouse, as you can tell. What do you think about the toadstools? When we make them into stamps, shall we make them as a bunch? Not a bunch of toadstools, but should we make them as a little cluster? So you just go bish bosh. Or should we make them as 3 separate ones so you can put them where you think? I bet if I wrote down on a bit of paper now, I bet that I would agree with all of you. Let me know what you think. So when we make the toadstool stamp, do we do one great big stamp, like bish bosh, or individual little stamps? I know what I would prefer. Well, it depends, doesn't it? But there you go. Right, it's 10 o'clock and it's time to start. So good morning, come on in, grab a seat. Welcome to the SHAC Shack. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. That's right, and that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. This is the 16th week, can you believe it, with a week's break. That's quite a marathon, isn't it? What's brilliant though is the evolution, the way your art has evolved, you know, and I watch, and I've come to know your work now, your individual work, and I see your individual improving, you know, getting better and better. The more you do, the better you get, the more you want to do, and all that good stuff, like Elizabeth always says. You know, so it's brilliant. And when I saw the toadstools that you were creating yesterday, bingo. But Stuart's got the download if you're interested. And oh, there we are. Yeah. So I thought we'd crack on. And today, let me show you. You ready to start? Are you ready to begin? That was where we went to yesterday. That's what we got yesterday. Right, come on then. Right, a cup of tea and then we'll go. Okay? Yeah. Let's do it. Is it a lovely sunny day where you are? It's gorgeous here. Right, here we go. So this is what we did yesterday, wasn't it? With a butterfly. We did do a butterfly as well. So what lovely Lucy did for me, she prepped the digital download. Yeah. See, we could do that as one big stamp, or like that and like that and like that. That's definitely a stamp. Yes, the jury's out. Anyway, so this is available. If you only joining us today and you want to keep up with us, then just ask Stuart and he'll let you know where to find this and how to print it off. But it doesn't take long to draw this. We did well yesterday, didn't we? So, and what I wanted, there's another one. I got a bit further than that. I know I did. Oh, I know why you can't find it, Gray, because I've added to it. There we go. So we have a dragonfly as promised. So we've got the butterfly, we've got the dragonfly. Pretty, very pretty. I do like a dragonfly. Libelle is the name in German. Eine Libelle. Isn't that a lovely word? Right, and then of course we've got these furled ferns. Absolutely beautiful. So we've got furled ferns. I thought we'd have a look at different leaves today. How do you feel about that? So we've got oak leaves. I thought we'd have a look at an oak leaf. I put some acorns in just to make sure that you know what they are. And then we'd have a go at some ivy. And then we'd mix the ivy in with these leaves, which is more like, I don't know, is it a beech? But let's just take a piece of paper, and what we'll do is we'll practice the leaves first, because when we start weaving let's have a look at the twigs. I really like the way this is coming together, because I thought, well, how should we do the triptych? I started out with a twig there, and then I thought, right, I know what we're going to do. And so it's a little bit of a mess, but by the time we pen it, it'll be fantastic. Look, if I show you the one where I rubbed out and rubbed out and rubbed out until I got it right. Right. So you can see how they're all kind of entwined. And if you look in that corner, you'll see what I'm getting at. And if we go to the top, I was getting good by the time I got to the top. Hang on. See? So they're kind of propped up like that. I mean, you wouldn't want much wind, would you, before they all fell over? And then the one in the middle is the same idea. So they're kind of propping each other up. I mean, if you wanted to, you could twine them, couldn't you? Tie them up. But I thought that would be easy, just to do that. Doesn't it look nice? So check out the leaves. We've got ivy leaves, we've got beech leaves, we've got oak leaves. Okay, easy. Easy. Just a little bit of practice. So that's what I thought we could do today, right? This half. And we're going to do these leaves, the twigs. So we're going to do the leaves first. See, that's the key. So let's practice the leaves. You've got a bit of copy paper. Do you fancy this? I think it's lovely. I know there's so much you could put in the woods. Oh, we could go on and on and on. We could be here for another fortnight, you know, and the rest. We could, you know, we could get involved with animals. But I just thought, I don't know. I'd rather concentrate on the leaves and the toadstools than get caught up with foxes and badgers. I thought about it, and I thought my limit's the dragonfly this week, to be fair. I mean, but it's your artwork. If you want to put a fox on a, you know, and a hare and all that going on. Fox and a hare sounds like a pub. Hare in the Glade sounds like another pub. Right, yeah, a hare would be all right. We could put a hare on there, but I want to put a church. Look, I've got a plan. I'm sticking to the plan. I've got to wish him well in a church. Right, because that is exactly what I see when I go walkies up the road. Let me see if I can find, because when I went up the road the other day, I thought, that's exactly what I want to do. Let me see if I can find the picture. Yeah, you can barely see it. It's a little bit long way away. Look, if you can look there, you'll see it's like an opening when you walk round. There's like an opening, see, with the leaves hanging over, which is what we're going for. But right in the distance, you see Roberts Bridge? See I think it is. You see the church? I know. What a lovely. I mean, the photo doesn't do it justice. It really does not. This is quite magical when you come out of the woods and you see that church. Well, there he is. Look. Ask me where I get my inspiration from, eh? Okay, so get a piece of copy paper and then we will begin. Copy paper, all you need is a bit of copy paper and an HB pencil, isn't it? Look at this. First of all, I think we're going to check out the leaves. So let's look, first of all, at the... Let's just do a couple of oak leaves, because I want to show you this. Let's just do them on a bit of paper. Like, I want to show you, if you do, you remember what we said yesterday about hovering, you know, so you go like that until you get your shape. Do a couple in different directions. They're like eyes, that kind of shape, right? Now what I find is there's a certain way. If this is the base of the leaf, the oak leaf, I find it's easier to get the shape right if I go from there rather than from the top. For some reason the zigzag doesn't work. You see how it zigzags a bit? So we're going to go up and in and up and in and up and in. That's about it. So it's like a zigzag. So you go in like that and then we're going to go quite... See? So you get that eye shape and then you get a zigzag going. So now, for example, if that's the base, or is that the base? Let's make it come down like that. Okay. So then we're going to decide, use my trick and go from the base and then see, let's get the shape right first. So you're going up like that, but as you go up, look, as you go up, you see they're going in all directions here. That's why it's good to learn how to do it. So you go up and then you've got this zigzaggy thing going on. It just gives you an illusion. It's like, it's the feel of an oak leaf, isn't it? Right? So we're going to go, and we've got our eye shape, right? So we're heading for the top. So take your time. See? So you make these like little steps, and then you get to the top. And then you go the other way, and you keep your eye on this side as you go. So it's kind of symmetrical, because they are-ish. See, and then the middle, you've got choices. You could either, as you come round now like that, do one line, or you could just get arty and do two lines in the centre. See, that looks quite good as well. Just a kind of a slit in the middle. There you go. So you're almost creating the shadow. See, so make sure you get the curve right, whichever way you want it to go. I find normally it kind of goes with the, see, that would look quite good. See where you change the leaf? Look at that. See how you change it? By going with the stem as you come round. Then you can do 2 lines. There you go. Boom. Sorted. So that's your oak leaf. That wasn't so bad, was it? Try a little one. Try a little one. We've done big ones. It's always easier to draw it bigger, I find. Try a tiny one. Hang on a minute. Let's have a cup of tea. Are we all right with this? Oak leaves. The great oak tree from little acorns and all that stuff. That's about us, isn't it? Right, make a little eye. Make a little eye. That'll do. Right, and when you've got the little eye, then, let me just check my batteries are all right. Yeah. Right. So, up we go. And just stay inside the eye. There you are. Oh, this one's a bit thinner. Oh, what happened there? See, if you don't, isn't that weird? Suddenly it looks like a flower. Because what you're doing is this. You're not doing that. It's not scallops, is it? It's this. Like a zigzag, like a winding path. So you go, let's go again, like that. Winding path. Yeah, now you got it, Gray. Nice. And then we'll come down there. Super. You see, and then when you take away, well, we're going to ink it up, aren't we? When we take away these bits, then it looks really proper. Take the eye away, because that just gave you your orientation. Just gives you a sort of a direction and a guide and a frame, see? When you take these away, boom. Looks good, doesn't it? So, and then you can always go back over and titivate as you do. We do, don't we? There we are. And once you take that line out round the outside, looks really great. Easy. Just take them out. So this is only a tester sheet, isn't it? But I think it's a good idea to do this. Just so that you get the idea. Because in a minute you're going to be weaving these in and out and going up and down with them. So good to get the shape down first. Right, so we've done the oak. Now let's have a look at the ivy. The ivy's quite easy. See, this is the ivy here. So with the ivy, if you look at it, it's more circular, I find. It's more like that. Let's just call it, let's do it bigger. Let's have a look. So I don't want to make it too heavy, right? But it's like that, like a kind of a teardrop, really. But then what I want to do is I want to come up and then I want to come in. So I'm going up and then I'm going to make a little, like that. That's not a very good one. It'd be all right once I put a, see, once you put a vein in it, it's not so bad. Like that. Right, so let's look again. Right, make a cup, like that. Let's do a cup. That'll be easier. And then we're going to go to there. So we're going to go like that. I had this down yesterday. Let me get my eye in. I worked this out easily yesterday. That's it. Now we're there. Okie dokie. Right, we're on it. So make a cup like that. Just a U. Yeah? And then what we're going to do is decide where the tip is. If the tip's there, so you can tip it one way or the other. So if that's the, see? So just go that way. And then it goes that way. And then tip it the other way. So make a cup. There, that will do. See, when you get loads of them together, they'll look better. Let's make our cup a little bit fatter. Let's have a look, for example. This is not. These are nice, see? They're nice. When you put them all together, they look good. See? So you've got a U and then a little hook. Right, so let's go again. I've got to get my eye in. You know when you haven't got your eye in right? I haven't got my eye in right yet. So we'll do that and then we'll make a dot. Right, and that's going to be the, maybe do that first. Right, so that's like that. And then when I've done that, I'm going to come up to that. Now we're getting there. Okay, so I'm going to come up to there, make a little, and then up. Alrighty. Okay, so like that. Let's go the other way now. Let's do that. That helps if you do that. Then make a little divot like that and then go up again. That's more like it. Right, now now it's working, isn't it? See? So you could, yeah, bingo. Let's not overcook it. Because we're going to do loads of them. But you just want to get the general shape. See, when you do loads of them together, they look great. So there's the ivy. So we've done the oak, we've done the ivy. These ones are easy. We've been doing these all the time in the doodle, haven't we? Do a branch, just do a branch. This would be a piece of cake. And then do a few stems off it, like that. That'll do. One off the end. And then what we're going to do now, I find these work best if I go slowly. That's it. So you go like that, and like that. Like that, and like that. Okay, and if you want it to be more pointed, make it more pointed. Make a little twist at the end. So you can make them like that. But now they're looking like different leaves, aren't they? So up with the stalk, like that. Look. Whatever you prefer. Do you want one with a point? Or do you want one that's a little bit more beachy? Like that. There you go. So we got... There's that. Thus endeth our leaf lesson. How's that sound? Let's get in a bit tighter, shall we? You can see it though, can't you? Cool. You see, the reason I was avoiding going in so tight was because, yeah, you see, I can't do that because you need to be able to see where we're going to position it. Right, have a little look now. And I'm going to pan right out now. Pan out, grey, out, out. Right, so we can see. Oh, shut them down like a yo-yo. How you doing? How are you happy with your... Right, see, that's what I wanted to do, was show you the expanse so that you can see what we're actually up to. Yeah? It's all right. If you're not sure, do it on a practice sheet. That's what I've got. I've got loads of practice sheets all around me. And you know, and I said it before and I'll say it again, that's when the tracing paper comes in really handy, because I draw it on the tracing paper before I transfer it, you see, and then I know I'm going to be happy with it. Otherwise I'd make 10 of these before I got to where I was completely at one with my art. Look, I'll show you what I did yesterday. You see, look. So this is how I do it. Sometimes it's good to know these things. I take that and then I take a piece of tracing paper and I put the tracing paper over the top, look, and then I draw it where I want it. Do you see? And if I'm not happy, it's funny enough, it always seems to work on the tracing paper. It's weird, isn't it? And then when you transfer it, it goes wrong. Right. So I do this. It's in the good old days in graphics. We used to call these like a mechanical overlay. And see, then so you've got that layer, and then you've got that layer. And then once I've done that, I go in quite heavy with it. And then I take my light wave, my tape, you know, I was showing you yesterday, my light table. Look, I'll show you. I'm going to show you, because I think for some of you who are really getting into this illustrating, right, so let me turn that off and I'll show you. Hang on, off, grey. So you've got that, and then I do that, okay? Because when you're doing these compositions, otherwise you can get really frustrated. You just rub a hole in the page trying to get it right. So you do that, and then you take the tracing paper and you put it underneath. See, now without a light wave you can't see it, but you put the light on. Is that the brightest? I think that's the brightest. That'll do. And then I can see exactly. And now I trace it into place. Boom. And that's how I got that. Got it? There are no experts in this building. We just got a few tricks and tips. You see? But that is the bare bones of it. And that's how, you know, because people say, oh, you're so talented. No, I'm not. I've got a light wave. And if you had a light wave, you too could do this. It makes it so much easier. you know, and just a tracing paper, just nothing special. It's not that I don't copy stuff from other people. I don't trace things from other people. I use the tracing paper to overlay my own work so that I can see through it and see what I'm doing. It's just basic. Artists use vellum all the time. That's how it works. So you can see what you're doing. I'm not an artist. Right, so I think it's good that you know these things. You know, if you want to, and I can feel it, I can feel how you really have got the taste now for drawing. Doodling, this isn't doodling, this is drawing, you know. We could call it doodling and make light of it, but really this is illustration, all right? And when you're getting to grips with this, and I can feel you've got the bug, and I can see some of you are getting really good, then you need a few serious art tricks to take it to the next level. That's the bottom line. And who am I to not tell you that? You know? God, dear, oh dear. Right, you ready? So, cracking on. Now, what we want to do is this area. So we've got to, and this is why I've panned out, because, where's the one I'm working on? This one. I'm going to work with you. But you see, what we want to do, and again, if you were working at home, see, tracing paper, you'd put it all on the tracing paper, and then you wouldn't have this pressure about getting it right on the paper. Mind you, hang on, it's a bit of copy paper. You know, let's not lose sight here. Okay? But what we want to do now is kind of decide where our frames are going to be. See these lovely twiggy bowers? So we've done this bit, we've got our base. Now we're going to come along here, up here, and we'll do it really, really lightly. Okay, really lightly with a pencil, so that, and just get the shape in, like to there, and then we're going to come up here. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing because let's just get the shape in first, right? So that's going to go up there. I haven't got a butterfly in this one. Where's my butterfly gone? All right, so pretend there's a butterfly there. Doesn't matter. All right, I can do it on this one. There you go. Let's do it on this one. Right, so I'm doing it on the SHAC one. Right, so now what we're going to do is from here, because that's where you'll be, you're going to come along here like that, and then you're going to go up there like that, and then you're going to make, let's just pretend it goes up like that. Right, now let's do this one, because this is going to be this big one here, right, and it's going to come up like this. Let's just get the shape in. Don't worry about the twigs. We can do that afterwards, because otherwise it's going to go wrong. Right, so that's that one there. So you've come over too far. Right, that'll do. And then we're going to come over and we're going to make a bower. So go like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Just sketch it in. That's going to be your inside. That's going to be the main one there, like that. And then this one, come over a bit too far. Get the shape. This is important that you get this bit in right. Otherwise, the whole thing's going to. Okay. So then it's coming a bit over this way a bit more. Right, otherwise this is going to be too big and there's going to be a little tiny panel there. Right, that'll do. Then this one's coming up here next to it because they're running in tandem. See, if you look, you've got two twigs coming up alongside each other and then they go that way. And we're going to do the same thing here. They're going to go up there and then out like that. It's easy. It's really easy. Right, just got to get it in place. It's a piece of cake, this is. Right, and then up you go like that. And that's going to cut over there, and that's going to cross over that one. This one's going to cross like that. That one's going to cross like that. That one can come down there like that. And this one can come up there like that. SHAC. You might have to, hopefully you can put a bit of copy paper over that. Right, there you go. Okay, so you've got your triptych, yeah? 3 panels. Right, so now we've got the shape. Now what we're going to do, because if you look at what we're doing, you know where it's going. So before we put the twigs in, why don't we put some leaves in? See, if we know we can always put the twig in afterwards. Look, the branch that's all the way up there and over this bit. But let's put a little cluster of oak leaves in this corner now. See? So now what we're going to do you remember when we did the oak leaves, can I make a suggestion that you just put the shapes in first and then we can always do our squiggling afterwards? Okay, so we're going to start on this corner here, And let's just make the eyes. Was it the eyes? Yeah, it was eyes, wasn't it? So we'll do an eye there, and we'll do an eye there. Just do different eyes going in different directions. Make the stalk come out a little bit. Different shaped eyes, different size eyes. Make a long slitty one like that. Look, see? Put one down here, coming off here. It's all right. Just bring it out here, and let's just put one in there like that. Another eye. See, so can you see it all right? I know it's a little bit light, but what you're going to do now is just put your where you want your leaves to be. See, we could put another one down here in a minute. We're going to get, but let's do these ones first. Right, they're a bit big, but that's all right. Okay. And now, because do you remember I said it's better to go from the base than from the tip? So I've done the eyes lightly. Sorry if you can't see it very well. But it's because now I'm putting the shape in. So now we're going to do our oak leaf. Right, here we go. Nice. Up we go. Look at the other side till we're happy with it. Cool. And then we'll bring the stems in, stalk in. That'll do me. Right, and then turn your artwork. I find turning my artwork helps so that I'm just working away from myself. I'm always going upwards like this. So now we're going to take the stalk. Up we go. Jiggle, jiggle. Nice. Do a little, oh, hang on. Oh, that'll do. Okay. So then put that in there like that. And then what I'll do is I'll turn this around. So this one's going to have quite a stalk. Right, and then I'm going to come, I think I'll make a curve on this one. Make a curve like that. Oh, I'm getting cocky now. See, as soon as you go cocky, it goes wrong, Gray. Right. Don't run when you've just learnt to walk. Right, so get the eye back in. I bet you know exactly what I mean now. It's you've just got to get your swing. Let me think. Right, so this is where you levitate. You go over the, let's go this way. That's it. Okay. You just have to, it's weird. You suddenly, you get the wave going wrong. Right, go in again. Gone quiet now because I've got to focus. That'll do. Looks like an oak leaf to me. Hey, we've got one more down there. How are you doing? Are they proving a challenge or are you doing all right? They're all right, aren't they? Let me just think for a minute. I've got to get me... Right, here we go. It's almost like you've got to go long in, long in, long in, long, and then it goes in like that. Otherwise you end up doing scallops. It doesn't look right. See, and then in a minute, when we pen, we don't have to worry about getting rid of all the circles, just deal with it, right? But then in a minute, when we go to pen all this, once we've penned it and we're happy with the with where it all is, then when we rub it out, then all the pencil lines disappear. That's why, forgive me if you can't see very well, it's a little bit light, but it's because I don't want it to show when I rub it out, that's all. Okay, so I've got a couple of acorns. Well, do you want to try an acorn? They're not hard. Let's do an acorn. Let's get up tight. Well, no, let's not get up tight. Let's get up close. Let's not get up tight. Don't want to get up tight. No. There's enough people in the world up tight. We're hanging out in the SHAC with our friends. We're drawing oak leaves. We're drawing ivy leaves, whatever they are, beech. And now we're going to draw an acorn, which is this little fella here, right? So we're going to make a little cap, like a cup, like that. There you go. I'll do it heavy so you can see it better. So you've got a little cap like that. And that goes off into a stem, or it falls off, doesn't it? And then the acorn, just hover over the page so you get the shape right that you like that. And then it's got a little, what's the word for that? Nipple. We had that yesterday with the butterflies. Right, so you put a little thing at the top. Come on, give us a word for this. All I can think of is nipple or tit. Little, that one. Come on. Right, help me out, people. And then, see, and then that kind of sits in there, doesn't it? And in fact, you could probably even come round a bit more so that you get that graphic effect, so that you shadow it round the back, look, like that. That looks quite good, doesn't it? Like that. There you go. There's your acorn. And then what you do in here is entirely up to you, but that's going to be the doodle session, isn't it, afterwards? Okay, so acorn. Let's do a pair of them. How many have I got going? I've got 1, 2, I've got 4 acorns. Right, I'm going to put an acorn in here just because I can. And you could put it over the top of the leaf if you feel like it. Look, wherever you fancy it. So I'm going to put an acorn here. So there's my cup. Don't want to make it too big, otherwise it will look pretty like acorn on steroids. Kind of keep in with the size of the leaves, eh? That's nice. Little, what are we calling it? We've got a word for it yet? Divot? Tit? I can't think of the word. I'm sure there's an expression for it. Seed head? Tip? Tip! That'll do. Let's call it a tip, not a tit. Tip. Little tiny tip. There you go. So there's your 1 acorn. That's looking good, that one. Right, and then we do another one. Where do you want to put the other one? I might hang it down. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going for it here. So I'm going to put the cup there, like that. It really is a good idea to learn how to sort of hover over the paper and get it in your mind's eye before you actually commit, you know? There we are. Nice. Somebody sent me a link to a book. Where was that this morning? Somebody sent me a link to a book this morning. Debbie Powell. This was brilliant. And it's called, she said she'd seen this book, and it's called Drawing Made Easy, right? And this was written in 1935. And she says it amazed me how many things were in it that we've covered and are going to cover in the SHAC. And when I looked at it, it is so lovely because it's actually, you can flick through the book virtually. And yeah, it's brilliant. 1935. So that impressed me. Thank you so much for that, Debbie. I'm going to take a closer look at that because the guy that wrote it, he sounds like a German fella. Lutz. He definitely got to be German. Lutz? No, Lutz. He had a lot of really lovely break, you know, like we deconstruct, we break down the images. He does that as well. It's so cool. And I really like the way he broke down the swifts, the birds. So I was thinking I might take a closer look at that and maybe share Mr. Lutz's breakdown of the swifts. Right, have you got your acorns, got your oak leaves? Right, so the next thing I want to do, I'd concentrate on this bit here first. So we've done that. Then maybe we'll put, do you want a couple more oak leaves? You could put them in later. Let's do the twig now so you understand how the twig works, right? Because if you look at this, I know I'm keeping it quite simple. The twig runs down, like over here, we'll get a fork going. We'll do that in a minute. We'll sort that out in a minute. Don't worry about that. Right, so we come down here. We come down here. Then here starts the oak tree. So don't worry about that. But the twig is here, look. All the way down. If I coloured this in black, I'm not gonna, but this is all solid here, this bit. Okay? So that's what we're going to do now. If we put the twig in, we'll start at the top. Now let's have a look. I'm coming in. I'm making my triptych shorter here, aren't I? So if I want it to be the same height, like here, I've made it a little bit smaller. Well, not that bad. Right, it's about the same height here. But on this one, I've made it smaller. So if I wanted to, I could bring my... It's choices, isn't it? It's what you want to do. Where do you want your archy bit to be? Do you want it to be a bit smaller? I might try that, you know. I might bring it up a little bit. Like there and there. So it's a little bit... I'm going to make these a bit smaller. I've got to because of that blinking thing. Right. So I'm going to bring it like that, like that, like that. Right, okay. So what we'll do is we'll come up here, round by the leaf, but we'll stop there. We'll sort that out in a minute. Then we'll come down, right? And then here, we're going to start going down. And as we go down, we're going to make little notches. So you come down, all wiggly, don't, absolutely. And then there's a branch missing, and we come down, and with little chunky bits and little, see? So as you come down, just keep going, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And then as you, it's just gnarled, isn't it? Look. And you can make little branches come up. You can do what you like. And then when you get to the base, this bit, stop for a minute, because that's where we're going to do another little overlap thing. Look, like a bit of a branch. So we could do that afterwards as well. But let's do this first. Now let's do the other side. So we're going to come down again, and then little notches and dips, and they're quite thin, these branch frames, but that's all it needs to be. See, and then you can do little bits like that down the bottom. I'm not even going to make it a lot fatter down the bottom. Right, and then when it gets to the base, what we'll do is we'll make a fork, like so we'll go like that with one piece. Just do that. That'll do. Right. And then this one along here. See, the good news is that nothing overlaps this. See, look. Nothing overlaps it. It's all within the frame. Okay? So now we could do... This is a little bit of a mosh. I had a right challenge there. That was a little bit more than my brain could handle this morning at 6 o'clock. Right. But it will be lovely when it's penned. So what I did actually was I brought this one all the way along. Look, this is like the same piece. I thought that would be easier. So this one here goes all the way like that, like that, like that. Okay. So now we're going to come along here. I've got to go like that. Right. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Little notches. Go in underneath that one. Like that. And then just go off at an angle. Wherever you want to go. And then this one I'm going to come in as well, because we can't, obviously we've penned that bit, so we can't attach it, but that's not a problem. Along we go. You can add branches, crikey, you could add leaves if you felt inclined. Right, and then it comes through there. See, and then now, right, was I off the page then? Right, lost a nail as well. So then this one comes to here, and now you've just got to think it through. This one's here, this one's coming round the back, then this one comes through here. Let me just think a minute. So that one comes like that. This one's going to be, yeah, okay, so then this one comes along like that. Like so. This one comes along underneath. Like so. There you are. Yeah. And now go and have a lie down in a dark room. See, and once you've done that, once you realise this one goes that way and this one, you just need to twist them up. They just need to be connected somehow. And if they look a bit weird, that looks a bit weird. See, we've got them going like that. That's what we're trying to do, isn't it? Like that. Okay. Or if you feel there's too much of that going on, then you could always just lose one of these. Lose that one. Like that, and just make this one going this way one single branch. You might think that looks more like it, because what are the chances, eh? Like that, look. There you go. Yeah, I prefer that. I do. In fact, you could make you could make this end quite interesting, couldn't you? There we are. Much better grey. So I've done that bit. Now, you happy with that? That's not so bad, is it? So let's go to the top. While we're in this kind of mood, let's go to here. And this one's going to come across. Let me show you. This one is just going to be like a fork, like that, and this one's going to cut in there. Easy, easy. Let me leave it there for you and for me. Right? So this is going to come up to here. See? This bit's going to come across the top like that, and it's going to come back to there. And then it's going to come round, and this one, wherever this goes, is coming through there, isn't it? Like so. And that's going to go off that way. I know. Good job it's in pencil though, isn't it? So that's out the front, and then this is going to be like that. See? And then that's leaning on that bit. But really, this should lean a bit better than that, shouldn't it? Because it will jolt. See? So you go like that. There you go. And then that leans in on that one. You get a really good shading going there in a minute when we do it with our pencils. That's going to look so nice. And then maybe I'll make that flatter there rather than pointed because it got broken off, see? Yeah, much better. There you are. And then, you see, we can go down here with the ivy leaves because they're all twined and busy. So you're barely going to see any of the frame. It's all ivy there. See? What's the time? Oh, come on, we could do this. You up for it or are you all right? Is this challenging? Is it challenging? A little bit, isn't it? Thing is, though, if you stretch yourself a little bit, right, then what you'll find is, don't say you can't do it. Just say you're going to do it. Like this morning, when I woke up at 5 o'clock, I opened my eyes and I thought, I can't do it. And I thought, that'd be ridiculous, you've got to. Now, this is the difference. You don't have to do this, you choose to, okay? So you don't even have that pressure. But why don't you just say to yourself, right, I know I'm struggling with these at oak leaves, but I can do it. I just need to practice a little bit. That's all. So, and it's all what we got. We got a bit of copy paper and a pencil, that's all. So don't beat yourself up. I had to learn this, and I'm only about 12 hours in front of you. You say, oh, you're so talented. No, you're not. What you do is you get your tracing paper and a pencil. Look at the length of that pencil. Eh? Do you know how many of those I go through? But when I go for walks, I open my eyes and I see what it looks like. I see the openings, I see the glades, you know. And then I Google oak leaves and I figure out what they look like. I don't go plucking leaves off the trees. I just Google them. You know, there are benefits to living in 2020. Aren't there? I was just thinking, yeah, that's an advantage, isn't it? Okay, come on. Let's do the ivy, because you're going to go, oh, it's easy. Right, ready? We're going to do the ivy. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and we'll give you a little bit of a start on the frame. And then, like, so this is going to be that we can always rub it out afterwards. And then we'll start with the ivy leaves. So let's do an ivy leaf there. Right. There's one. Straight in. Oh, there you go. Sorry. There's one. Straight in, behind. Okay, then we'll bring another one in here. They're quite big, aren't they? Well, they are, because we're not going to do that many of them. Right, so we go cup, and then like that. That'll do. Then we'll do another one. Just do cups. Do a cup behind that cup, like that, like a U. And like I feel it's easier to turn the paper. It always is. Don't worry about the branch. Sort that out afterwards. So you're going to come in like that and then give yourself a little... So there's another branch. That one looks a bit weird. Okay. All hail to the rubber. That'll do. Right, so I've got my branches. I've got my ivy coming down here. I'm going to put another one here. You can make them a bit smaller if you prefer, can't you? There you go. Not bad, eh? What else do you want to do? Do you want to do another one? You could do a bit of a mix, couldn't you? Because ivy tends to really twist, doesn't it? I don't think this is ivy, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like it. There you go. A little bit of a twizzle. We do like a twizzle. That one's a bit big, but I reckon... What do I think? If it's too big, get rid of it before you put ink all over it. And that's a hell of an ivy leaf, that one, isn't it? Right, there's that one. We'll put a little smaller one in there now. Right, like that behind the leaf. Like that. That's better. I thought it looked a little bit worrying, that one. Right, you see. And then I could put another one in up, a bit further up, a bit smaller. Like that. And then we'll do that little house. It's like a little Chinaman's house on the top, isn't it? Like a little Chinaman's hat. There you go. Like that. So you do your U with a little V on the top. Looks quite good, doesn't it? Right. That'll do. You can point them or you make them round. Depends. There's loads of different ivies, I bet. And that one's going to come round there. So you've got ivy and you can do as much as you like. And we can put another ivy leaf in here. Let's just put all the ivy leaves in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll work. It's good. Right, so then the trunk, the twig, sorry, trunk. What am I doing about? Right, so the trunk comes down here like that, and then off it goes. Right, there we are. So we can come up here. And then it just goes off. I think I'm going to put another leaf there. That'll cover it. When in doubt, cover it up with an ivy leaf. Yeah? Good idea, Gray. See? Now I'll never know that there's a join there. It's a really wonky tree. See? But it's fine. Who knows what happened at this join? Who cares? And then, so we've got an ivy leaf there. Now up comes this stalk as well, this twig. Up it comes as well. A little bit of that going on. So then the ivy can twist around it, can't it? So that comes round like that. See? Yeah, this is going to look so good. So can weave around it. Put some of this around there as well, can't you? Looks quite good. I've got to put another one there, I think. A little tiny one. Yeah. Turn it grey. It's easier. This is definitely a challenge, I know. But, yeah, look, lovely. Put another little one in there. Get your shape. Sorry, I'm getting lost in this now. I think that's when you know you're in it. You're in the zone, aren't you? Doesn't that look pretty? Yeah. See, and then we can come round here and we can add a little bit of twizzling and yeah, it's starting to look like a proper... Let's come up here now. Yeah. It's coming up, we're coming up to this one now, but we'll mix it up a bit now. It's going to get easier. It's all right, we're coming out the woods. Right, ready? Get up here and then do a big ivy leaf there, just so that we know that we're still going in the same direction. Yeah, so we'll do another ivy leaf there, in like that, and then do the little hat at the top. There you go. There's one. Actually, I want to wrap that one round. So we'll go like that, and I'll bring that round the back of that one. Nice. Okay. And now what we can do, if we're getting fed up with ivy leaves, now what we can do is let's have a little branch. This is going to be easy now. It's like comfortable shoe time. Okay. Because what we're going to do now is put some of these in. You'll be like, okay, cool, happy with that. So we'll put some of these in as well. And then we can decide whether we want to add any more. Like these are the easy ones. Then we can decide whether we want to add any more ivy leaves, can't we, afterwards? So I'm going to come round. This is my twig. I'll come round off here like that. Let's just do a gnarled old twig off there, and then we can add some leaves, can't we? So do your shapes. These are easy, these ones. We like these. We've been doing these for weeks, haven't we? There you go. So that'll do. That's those ones. We've got a pair of them there. We'll do a few of these here as well. Do you find it's easier to... I find it easier to draw, to pull down, if you know what I mean. So I can put my leaf like that. Yeah. Rather than draw up, I feel better when I turn it and I can draw it towards myself. Yeah, see? And then if you fancy, as you come up here, we'll get into this bit again. Get into that bit again. Oh no, not that bit again. Be fine. Be fine. You could do that on your own afterwards. I'm going to as well. I'm going to my mum and dad's this afternoon. So I've got to take some shopping and see them, visit them. And let's put this in now. Yeah. So I'm going to go and see mum and dad. Dave's coming. They had a huge tree in their garden, like a huge tree. And it was making the house quite dark. And also, whenever it was windy, because they live right up on the banks, whenever it got windy, it really swayed, you know. And I think that it was time to come down, unfortunately. It's about... Mum planted it when they first moved in the house. So, but unfortunately, the tree surgeon said no, it definitely needed to come down before it came down. And when it came down of its own accord, it was going to take the house out as well. So, so they had the tree taken down, and they're much more comfortable about that now, you know, because obviously it's safer now. But they've got this great big trunk now, in that, you know, like a cut off at about 6 foot. So my dad said, "Oh, I'd like to get a bird table to put on that, because they've got a lovely garden. They're not going anywhere else, so it'd be nice, you know. That looks good." So I've just got to rub a few bits out there. So so we've been looking for bird tables to put on the top of this great big trunk, and they're all pretty rubbish, really. The ones that we've been, not big enough, you know, because it needs quite a substantial trunk. Anyway, Dave made one, and we're taking it over there today, and it is so beautiful. I wish that I could take you out in the garden now and show you this. It is a masterpiece. My parents are going to be so made up with this. It's beautiful. He's so clever. It's just lovely, and it's going to fit just perfectly. Doesn't this look great? Hey? I love this. I love this. Let's pan out a little bit so we can see how we... And I know we've only done the leaves, but, you know, and I know that we should have done the ferns, but you know what? It's supposed to be chillaxing. Doesn't that look good? Hey? You see, and then what we're going to do, now we've done these, what we can do is we can come down, and now we can pretend behind this now, there's actually a tree. You see? Look, see the tree? and it's going to come down like this. Look, and as it comes down, it's got a big old trunk, and as it comes down, it goes off like that. All the old roots, look. You can put, yeah, look, brilliant. So you can see the trunk now, can't you? And then off this trunk, you see, you can hang a few more oak leaves. Look, just little bits, just to establish that it's still the same tree. And this is where, here, there's all moss, and it's all on the bottom of the oak tree down here, and all this grassy bit here. And then what we're going to do is put these ferns in. Should we do that tomorrow, though? Tomorrow, we'll do the ferns, and we'll do the dragonfly. Yeah? Cool, this is taking a little bit longer, but you don't mind, do you? You don't mind if it takes a little bit longer than... Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. And so we're learning loads, aren't we? I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are. This is going to be so beautiful. And so we'll doodle away. We'll do the ferns tomorrow and the dragonfly. We'll finish the bowers. Do us a favour. Have a little play with this area here. Can you? Yeah. Get that one sorted out. And then this one, we'll do that together, because I'm not sure, you might want to do some, I'm not sure yet. I was thinking honeysuckle, but maybe we're making it too complicated. But let's do the dragonfly tomorrow, because this didn't take long, did it? So that won't take long. Yeah. How about that then? Looking good, eh? Looking good. I hope you're enjoying this one. I'm in my element on this one. And now I'm all excited about going to show my dad this amazing birdhouse. It's beautiful. So do me a favour, like, follow and share this video, this live, if you do that. And the other thing that you really, if you're not signed up to our newsletter, you ought to maybe sign up. Stuart's really good at that stuff. He's the guy that sends the newsletters. But if you wanted to join up with a newsletter, then it's not that we don't stalk you for sales and that. We just tell you what's going on, and if we do any downloads, we automatically send them to you, or we tell you where to find them. So it's just a way of staying in touch, really. There's a big company behind this old bird here doing the doodling with you. There's a big Clarity team, and they're brilliant, and we're just here to keep you company. You know what we're doing, and I'm getting as much out of it at least as you are. I'm telling you that. So I shall see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, and we'll crack on with the dragonfly, and we'll finish these beautiful twiggy frames, these triptychs. And maybe you could have a think about what you want to put in your frames. I'd like to do the wishing well and the church, but hey, this is your art, you decide. So I'll see you tomorrow. Stuart, thanks for your help. Lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye now.